we're collaborating with Rocket, who are the archaeological excavation team, who've been tasked with the dig behind me. And the overall project is part of the Rosegarth Square initiative in order to help us redevelop an area of Boston which quite sadly has been neglected for far too long. Before we start to rebuild in the area, we have to double check if there are any archaeologically significant finds contained within the ground.
So before we started the actual excavation, we had a team come out and do a survey with ground penetrating radar. So they covered the whole of the square, and that gave us an idea where we'd find walls and floors underneath the ground, which is good for targeting where we're going to dig. So a lot of what we've had so far is not especially old, it's Victorian, but it gives us a good idea of their daily life. So we're seeing the bones from the meat that they were cooking, bits of pottery they were using for their daily life. A lot of clay pipes, a lot of nicotine habits in those days as well.
I just love history, what I can find. I found some nice bits, and it came up on the metal detecting site asking for volunteers in Boston. I live in Boston, and it was just the opportunity to see how these digs do go. I watched it on television, so it's just been so interesting.
A lot of it's just taking care with the artefacts, really, lifting them out as gently as we can. Sometimes the bond between the artefact and the mud is stronger than the artefact itself, so you have to kind of lift them out with a little bit of dirt on them. We are carefully washing finds on site. Some of them, the shells especially, we keep dry. Just brush the dirt off. And the metal bits we just have to try and keep very dry and keep them in sort of a stable temperature.
So we have tried our level best to incorporate the public with the archaeological dig that is happening here, and we kind of try and get in people to come in and have a look so that they are more interested in knowing about what we are doing here. We are going to have a school today come and visit us and help us and with the things that we are doing here, so that they can know a bit better about what archaeology is all about.
The thing that's really different about this compared to the sort of the commercial sites that we usually work on is having the public not just on site as volunteers, but peeping over the fence, asking what we found. And it's been really interesting seeing who's interested in what we're doing. It's not always the people that you expect.
Not a lot of people pass through here looking for stuff. By doing this, it gets people involved with it, such as myself. It sort of shows a bit of history of the place, because there's, I think, one museum somewhere in Boston, and that's around it.
We've just been overwhelmed by the support we've had, obviously, from the residents who's took such an interest in this project, obviously the school children, and it's really a good thing for the town going forward. Well,
mostly I am behind a computer writing reports as a heritage consultant. For me personally, it has been about learning the process of excavation, how to conserve a site, how to sort the finds, to do bits and pieces related to archaeology. And with a city like Boston, it has been really nice. People of all types and cultures, they come in and they are so interested in looking what we have found. It is really nice to interact with people. So for me, it has been a really nice experience just to get to know how to deal with the on-site kind of things.